So Michelle Jernigan and I are going to talk to you guys, and I'm really excited about this call. We're going to talk to you about what it sort of entails to have a part-time business with Young Living. So a side gig, something that you're not going to do full-time. And I think that's important to address because lots of people just, one, don't have time, two, love their jobs. So there's a lot of people who love their jobs, but are either looking for other income or just fell in love with the products and kind of feel like they can't help but share it. If you don't know me, I am Chelsea Gray, and I'm a platinum leader out of North Carolina. I have been with Young Living for 7 years, which is bonkers to say. But I'm going to talk to you about something important first, and then I'm going to tell you a little bit of my story. But I've done a lot of research into network marketing, not just Young Living, but network marketing in general, because just to be honest, I'm not doing this part-time. I am doing this full-time, and I want to be the best that I can be, not just for myself, but for my team. And so I have looked into, in a lot of detail, I've traveled the country to go to events to learn from the best direct salespeople in the business. I've done a lot of training and independent research, and I wanted to share some things that I think are really important. You could be fantastic with your skills, but if you pick the wrong opportunity, you're not going to thrive. And I think we see that. I've seen that with some people that I know personally that I think would be really, really good if they had picked a different opportunity. And I don't mean that to talk ugly about any other businesses, but I do want to give you some general network marketing facts on sort of why to pick a business. Number one, you want a company that's going to be around for a long time. The average years of a network marketing company, I believe, is 7. There's a lot that start and fizzle out for several reasons. They could fizzle out because the company decided they would make more money selling a different way and they dropped the network marketing. Or there's lots of different reasons, but a lot of them do not last. So I do see, sometimes they do. Every company has to start somewhere. So I'm not saying this is the all out rule, but in general, the people who make the most income, even with part-time gigs, are ones who have a company that has longevity. Young Living's been around for almost 29 years. I believe that's a pretty decent longevity. You want something, and this is thing I think maybe the main thing people overlook. You want a consumable product when you're thinking of something to sell. Let's say, okay, this chair. There's a chair right here. I sell these chairs, and everyone loves these chairs. Everyone I know buys a chair. This chair is going to last a very, very long time. So even if people love this chair, they're not going to come back and be a repeat customer because they don't need it. You don't want to sell some crap that's going to break so they come back, but you also want them to buy something that they're going to love, they're going to use again and again, and they're going to come to you again and again. Okay. This is called a consumable product. Young Living has these. Okay. And that would be oils, supplements, shampoos, makeup, things like that we all have in our line. Cleaners, they get used up and they need to be reordered. If you are going to have a long-term business and not just a couple of good months, you need something that can be ordered again and again. You also want something that has a growing product list. This is an interesting thing but it is very, very true. I have 4 of these around my house. And I have so many oils. I love them. I use them over and over, but I've seen it again and again. People get excited about the new products. There could be several different reasons. We're not going to get into that, but people love new products. If I or one of my customers feels like, well, I kind of have everything I need, you need a product list so that more and more people can keep coming, or current members can stay excited. Next, you really need something with fair compensation. A lot of people who are looking into direct sales have not researched the compensation plans from an unbiased opinion, and they're not fair. This can be several different things. One thing I did not realize, and I heard it probably 20 times in the past 2 years, is a lot of other companies, not all, but several, if you don't bring in new customers or you don't meet a sales quota, you lose your previous customers. You lose everything. That is crazy to me. I've been with Young Living for 7 years, and I'll get with this in a minute, but there were times when I needed to step back and take a break and be with my family. And my check kept coming because I was continued to be paid on the work I had done on the past. That is called residual income. I personally think it's cruel to take away pay from someone when they need to take a breather. I don't think that's going to be sustainable for a lot of people. So you really, really need a fair compensation plan. The other thing that I really, really like about Young Living's compensation plan is you get paid in a lot of different ways. When I bring on new customers, I get paid. When I help my current customers, I also get paid. When I help my brand partners bring on new customers, I get paid. So there are so many different things that I can do instead of just one to be paid. Okay. So one of the things about the Young Living business opportunity that I think really shines that people won't understand until they're doing it is your skills can bring something to the table. If you are not great on bringing new customers, but you are really, really good at helping people on your team, you can get paid. If you're really good at teaching the business, you can get paid. If you're really bad at teaching the business, but you're great at, DIYs and community, you can get paid. There is something for everyone's skill, and a lot of compensation plans don't have that. So I think that's really key. I think you should not be punished if you're not a high enroller like some compensation plans. Another thing about network marketing research that I've done is it has to be a better product. If you sell something that is exactly the same as other things on the market, there's no reason for someone to go to you. If I sell a yellow number 2 pencil that is exactly the same as a yellow number 2 pencil at Walmart, but a different brand name, there's no reason for someone to go to Walmart instead of me. This is not the call for this, but there is absolutely no doubt that Young Living's essential oils and products are the best in the world. And we can get on that on another thing, but they're different. They're better. They're tested better, seed to seal, I'm going to get on the whole thing on that. So your product has to be better. Ours is better. Variety. Okay. A lot of people are like, well, I don't really need Young Living because I don't need essential oils. And then until you look at our team stuff, supplements is one of our biggest sellers. We have people who only buy cleaners. We have people who only buy baby wipes. We have people who only buy makeup or soap or things like that and have never ordered essential oils. You have to have variety in your sales catalog if you're going to have a long-term business, because everyone is going to need something different. Okay. That is really key when you're picking a direct sales company to work with. Before we go in any deeper, I'm going to really quick tell you about the income disclosure statement. So per the law, which Young Living's really good about making us follow, and I really appreciate that. That's actually another thing, a company that's going to help you follow the rules so that your business is going to last a really, really long time. But I'm going to talk to you about the income disclosure statement really quick. And what that is it's a list of the average numbers that different ranks with Young Living make. The reason that this is really, really important is a lot of individuals representing companies are trained to only share the highest numbers, or they're trained to only share their leaders' numbers. If I shared someone, 2 or 3 in my upline's numbers, that wouldn't be my realistic numbers. So having an honest income disclosure statement ready and available is fair to the business, the new business people. What that does is it says, hey, here's your realistic opportunity. Okay. It's up to you to take that opportunity, but these are the real numbers, the average numbers that real people see. So I'm going to read through these because I don't have anything to pop up, and it technically is a law for me to show you this. So I'm going to read them real quick. I'm going to say the rank, and then I'm going to say a number amount. What these are the average monthly, not yearly, but the average monthly income of these ranks. So the average star makes $75 a month. The average senior star makes 235. The average executive makes 502. The average silver makes 2,088. The average gold makes 5,666. The average platinum makes 13,872. The average diamond, these numbers are getting big, I'm probably going to jumble them. The average diamond makes 35,348. The average crown diamond makes 64,477. And the average royal crown diamond makes $144,551 a month. Okay. These are per month, not yearly. And these numbers are correct. Okay. I mean, I know I don't have to get into that, but so now that we've shared that, I do want to tell you about my story and what I really believe is the beauty of this opportunity, and something that I want to invite you to take a look at. So I started in 2015 because my daughter has very severe epilepsy, and her doctors said, you know, we really think it would make a big difference for her if you were an all natural home. She's very, very sensitive. It's very physically obvious. She's very sensitive to toxins. Essential oils would be great. And I was like, great. Went to GNC, which was an hour away. So that was a big waste of my time. And across the mall to that like vitamin shop, bought every oil they had. I probably spent like $350, came home, put them on her, and she had like a blistering rash. And I called, and I was like, excuse me, you said to do this. And they were like, those aren't actually oils, those are perfumes. And I was like, oops. So I said, well, what do you recommend? And they said, I don't know. Let me look into it and I'll get back to you. And like a week or two later, I got a message and said Young Living, and it was they didn't tell me how to use it, but they did say Young Living is the only company who can verify as pure. So I was like, done, son. And I signed up with a friend of a friend blogger who like I didn't know, but I had seen her blog up, who is now one of my very best friends. So that's funny. And I sent her, and I ordered my kit, not on Subscribe to Save, which was ridiculous. And I said, I don't want to be added to any of your groups, and I don't want to do the business. And she was like, that's fine. And I fell in love with the product. Because before, this is me not doing the business, before my kid even came, I made a post and I was like, hey, who uses essential oils? Like, what kind of recipes do you guys like? And it was very kind of casual, you know, like if you get a piece of meat you've never cooked or whatever, it was just very normal for me to go, hey, I need help. What you got? And no one was helpful, but they did. I had a couple of people go, I've been looking into oils too. What company do you use? And I messaged my enroller and I said, hey, I have a couple of people who want to sign up with you. And she said, no, they're going to sign up with you. And I was like, oh no, I don't want to do the business. And she goes, it's okay. You don't have to do the business, but if they enroll with you, you'll get $50 per starter kit. And it'll help you pay back the amount of your kit. And I was like, okay. So before my kit came, I had earned back the cost of my starter kit. And I continued to I wanted to use the products that I had spent. Then I think it was $150 on my kit. And I wasn't working at the time. My husband, you know, worked and provided very well for us, but I had a special needs child we were very beginning of her journey, and a toddler. And, you know, so I wanted an easy button. And she finally was like, I really feel like it would be beneficial for me to add you to some of these groups. And I was like, okay. So I did that. But I continued to sort of, the next thing I did was like, hey, my kit came. Does anyone come over and make stuff? Just because I'm social, not because I had no idea to plan anything. And some friends came over, we had wine, and we made like bath salts, and I'll share pictures later. They're ugly and ridiculous, but I was getting more members. My intent was not, I lived in a very, very small town, was not to grow a business. It was, I was a mom who was home alone most of the week by myself, and I really didn't want to be. So I was just like, hey, let's come over to my house. And like, we did that with other things. We did it with barbecues. We did it with church things. We did all sorts of stuff. I just was someone, and am someone who's like, who wants to hang out with me? And that's just kind of who I am. But it kind of grew. And then I had members who were like, hey, is it okay if we do it at my house? So I was unintentionally doing something that we call I teach, we teach, you teach. And this will be a really big skill if you decide to jump into the Young Living business. We do it together. I had a friend over to my house and we made bath salts or whatever. And then she wanted to do it. She had her friends, they enrolled with her. We taught that together. And then next, she was able to do it by herself. In our heads, this was not a business strategy. It was a social thing. But my check was snowballing because, unbeknownst to me at the time, when I enroll someone, and this is true now, when I enroll someone, I get 25% of whatever they order for the first 3 months. After that, I continue to get a percent. It's really big at the beginning. And I continue to get a percent based on where I move them in my organization, which is another thing that I didn't realize other direct sales do not allow you to structure your own team. I'm allowed to move my enrollments anywhere I want. If I think, my neighbor would pair really, really well with my cousin, I can move them together. I can bless my business builders with paychecks by helping move and structure around, which is a huge gift. But what I didn't realize is when I helped my friends teach classes, since I enrolled someone and they enrolled someone, I was getting 10% of their orders for the first 3 months as well. So continuing to help bring new people in, I'm getting paid on a huge portion on new members, on my members' new members, and then anything else that's being ordered. The bonuses in the Young Living compensation are wild. And I didn't know that at the time, but then I kept saying, I'm laughing about this because it sounds so ridiculous now. A check came, this is when they're mailed, now it's direct deposit. And my husband's like, this is $800. And I was like, whoa, that's incredible. And he's like, you don't want to do the business? I was like, no, I don't want to do an MLM. I'm not one of those people. And he's like, are you sure? Because this is $800. And this was like 2 or 3 months in, like it was incredibly early. And that's, I'm not saying that's average, but I was doing a lot of activities because I wanted to use my stuff. And I talked to, so I was talking to a lot of people because I always talk to a lot of people. But my sort of whole point is that's when I decided, okay, I guess this is worth a try. Your results are always going to be your check is always going to be a direct result of whatever actions you take. And that's a really big gift in this business. So if you want to make $50 a month, we can help you figure out, okay, these are the activities that I need to do. This is how many people I need to enroll, or this is how many people I need to help my team enroll, or this is how much, sales volume I should be bringing in. There's lots of different ways that we're going to be able to help you meet those goals. I decided to continue to grow and throw my pen everywhere. I decided to continue to grow. My passion for this business really grew. My passion for helping leaders or helping members on my team earn a paycheck is, I believe, why I'm successful. There is nothing in the world like having someone tell you, I'm able to, and these are all true stories, I'm able to leave an abusive husband because of my Young Living paycheck. I've never, ever had a job because, I'm a stay-at-home mom and I love it and I wouldn't trade it for anything, but I'm able to pay my car payment now. Or I'm able to contribute to retirement. My husband's going to be able to retire 2 years early. Or, I'm a teacher and I don't have to teach summer school now and these are all people who did part-time. So there's a beauty in being in control of how much you do. You can do it full-time and make I was able, my income, when we just bought a new house in November, and my husband and I bought it together, but the mortgage lady was like, you realize you would be able to buy and pay for this house by yourself? And my mind was blown because I could cry now thinking about that, because there was a time when I'm home scared with a very, my daughter is still very sick and I'm still able to provide from home. And whether for you that be just some sort of empowerment that you want to contribute or you want something, there's no shame at all to be like, I want to go on vacation. I need to earn a little more money. I am team, if you want to give more, whatever your goal is, but you're in control. And another really huge, huge blessing about this team is we do not cold call. We never, ever, we will never say, I need you to message all your friends and family. Like that is literally the worst thing, and I will block you. But we also don't do that with the business. When you're on our team, we are going to invite to help you. When you're ready, we're here to help. But we will not knock on your door and go, hello, you haven't hosted any classes lately. What's wrong with you? Or, whatever. We're going to give you this opportunity for you to decide, and we're going to follow your lead. So I invited my friend Michelle to come on because while I did start this part-time, and I was very part-time for quite a while, I am full-time Young Living, and I wanted to bring someone on who I think a lot of people can relate to. She literally checks all the boxes of why people want to do, get an extra paycheck. She is a mom to two beautiful little girls who I'm obsessed with, and they're hilarious. She also works. She has a corporate job that she likes. She worked hard to get it. She worked hard for the degree to get it. And, she likes it. And so she is a silver leader on our team, and she does do the business part-time. And she started with a basic kit, which is, if you don't know what that is, it is like the lowest level of like what you could possibly start with, because she really wasn't sure. And I think that there's kind of a lot of beauty that as well, is not understanding what the possibility is and trusting the team and letting us guide you. So Michelle's going to get on, and she's going to talk to us a little bit about what it really is like, and some tips on what it really is like to do the business part-time.
Thank you. All right. So I'm going to try to keep this short. I know we're coming close to time. I am like the stereotypical type A person. Like my life followed the type A roadmap. I graduated from high school. I went to college. I graduated from college. I went to grad school. I got an MBA. I got married. I had kids. I got a corporate job, like all the things. So for me, like my husband and I, we both have corporate jobs. When I became a brand partner with Young Living 2 years ago, I was working full time in my corporate job. I'm part-time now, but we've always kind of been, I don't want to say money hungry. I mean, not that that's a bad term, but like we've always been very money motivated. We're very into investments. We've always talked about, residual income opportunities. We kind of thought that would lead us more towards like real estate. But with 2 corporate jobs and young kids, we just kind of push that to the side. And it's like, our one day dream. So when I stumbled upon the Young Living opportunity, I saw the income disclosure statement, and I was like, oh, like there might be something here. So I didn't have a whole lot of experience with network marketing. So I really just dove into anything and everything that I could find to teach me about the business model and help me decide if this was something that would even be something I'd be interested in. So I found out very quickly that network marketing can be a very lucrative business opportunity, and actually the exact type of residual income that we were looking for our family in the long run. So I started as a brand partner. That was in April of 2020, and which was obviously the start of the pandemic. My corporate job announced that they weren't doing any raises that year so that they could save jobs, which I appreciated, but also having no raise, cost of living was still going up. So my first year with Young Living, I actually made double what my previous year corporate raise was, which was amazing. But like Chelsea mentioned, you are in control of your income with network marketing. And so if you're somebody who is money motivated, it's kind of exciting, like working a corporate job. I'm salary. It doesn't matter if I work 40 hours a week or 80 hours a week, my paycheck is the same. But with network marketing, if I put in double the effort, my paycheck's probably going to be double, which is really fun. So that was definitely a big selling point for me. So how it all kind of works, I know some people are like, well, I work full time, like I don't have time for this. You probably do. And I'll tell you where I found my time. And it was when I was working full time, it was at night. So my kids would go to bed and I would just sit and watch TV, which, is fun. We all need self-care and we all need time to decompress, but did I really need 3 hours a night to sit in front of the TV? No. So what I did was I used that time to grow a business, and I spent my nights networking with people via social media, just whether it was sharing about what I was doing. So I was really passionate about moving my family into this low tox lifestyle. and just kind of sharing what our experience was with that. And a lot of people resonated with that. So it led to a lot of really organic, natural conversations with people. So I was able to network and grow my business that way. And then on the weekends, I use that opportunity to grow my business in person. And it doesn't have to be like I wasn't doing anything weird, like Chelsea mentioned, I was just inviting people to come hang out. We were making things, we were sharing things that we're using for our kids. And it was just it naturally fit into my lifestyle. And if you're somebody who likes hanging out with people and talking to your friends and giving recommendations for things, like this is going to be very natural feeling for you too. So yeah, it's just kind of how I've done it now. I'm part-time. So my days look a little different. I work 30 hours a week, which is still a lot for part-time, but I do have some time in the mornings that I can spend on my business, time in the afternoons. I'll say if you feel like maybe this is something you're interested in, but you're not sure if you have time, start looking at where you're spending your time on. You'll find time, even if you only have 30 minutes a day, you can still really do a lot for your business in those 30 minutes. So don't feel like you need to have like 20 hours a week or anything to dedicate to this. You can still easily make probably a couple $100s a month in just an hour or two a day if you can find it. Let me see what else. I think that's all I really wanted to share. I know we're like right up against time. I haven't been looking at the chat, so I don't know if there's got
Will you
questions in
share
there.
what residual income is?
Yeah, so residual income is basically like to give you an example with Young Living, you build your business, and then like Chelsea said, when she had to take a step back, the paycheck still comes in. So you're doing the work to grow your business, but you're not trading your time for dollars. So if you do need to take a step back, you have a major life event, your paycheck's not gone. You still have this business that kind of sustains itself. So right now, I'm not at a point in my business where I can take a step back and my paycheck's just going to go on forever and ever. But like, that's the end goal, like the end goal is to build this business that will sustain itself so that when you are ready to retire for your family, you're not having to give up your income too, which is something that a lot of people can't say.
And, we talked about, so, and that was a big reason why I went over my list, which I just shut my book, but on reasons which picking a company, because we talked about, you want something people are going to order again and again. My daughter had major brain surgery in 2018 and I totally stepped back. Like I unplugged everything and my members still ordered. People that I had enrolled 5 years ago, I don't know, whatever many years ago at that point, 4 years ago at that point, we're still ordering. And then like Michelle was ordering and like these other people on my team were ordering, and with or without me, because Young Living has new products, because they have things that people are going to continue to order. And it kind of just cycles through that way. Also, I want to touch on really quick, and then I think we can probably wrap it up unless you guys have questions or Michelle. I think a big thing that I want to really, really be clear on is you don't have to be good at the internet to be good at this business. You don't have to be a social butterfly to be good at this business. There's skills and there is trainings that we have and there is activities that we do that can help you figure out where you thrive. And make sure that that's where you're bringing in. I am really good in person. I don't think that transfers as much over on ways and on Instagram. I don't really enroll great on Instagram, but I enroll very well in person. So that's where I focus. Other people are really good online. That's where they focus. And I think when you have products like we do that have so many different uses and last such a long time and add so much value, you're gonna have an audience no matter where you are. You just need to learn the professional way to talk to people, and that's where we're here. And I'm scrolling through and I'm looking at so many of these faces. We have people who did classes this weekend in person, and we have people who've been members for years and consistently show up. We have people who enrolled on Instagram, and have never done an in-person class. And you really want to be with a community that's going to help you thrive wherever you really want to be. So I hope this was helpful. If you are not a Young Living member yet, I want to encourage you 100% to sign up with the person who invited you to this class. If someone cared enough to send you this recording or invite you in person, they're going to be someone who's going to help you along the way. I personally believe you do need help. I was the person who was like, I don't want to be in any of these groups. I don't want to do any of this crap. And honestly, it's because I didn't understand. I thought people were like, you need to call your friends and ask them whatever. No, we don't do that around here. And we're going to teach you how to be professional and use your skills. But the person who went to you and said, hey, I think this is a really good opportunity for you, that's the person who you need to be enrolling with, because that person saw something in you and cares about you, whether that's recording or first, or, the first run or whatever. So I hope this was helpful, and I cannot wait to, see you guys. Hopefully in a couple months we can do this again.
Yeah.
But I hope that you guys found this helpful.
Thank you, Chelsea. This was amazing. I'm so motivated in a new and fresh way and excited because you know what? Hearing Chelsea's story, even if I know it, it inspires me to want to give that story to more people. Hearing Michelle's story, like I didn't know Michelle worked. I thought she worked a little bit less than 30 hours. That's a lot of freaking hours. And so I'm like, okay, let's go. I have newer people that aren't on this call, but they want to know how to do that, like with a full-time job. And I'm like, I might not have a lot of examples of 40 hours, but I have something really close and I want to share them with you and how you can do it too. So thanks you guys. We want to honor your time and go ahead and jump off, but this has been such a fun night. So I want to thank you for giving yourself the time and space to develop your skills and talents. And more than that, your belief that if this is for her, it's for you. If this is for me, it's for you. If any of these women you can see on your screen right now, if they can do it, so can you. There are gifts and talents and abilities that God has placed in you on purpose and for a purpose, and it's time to use them. I am excited to see what she'll do, and we'll see you back here, as Chelsea said, in a few months for an update, but really every Tuesday night, we have calls for our business and to continue helping you build. Next week, it will be at 9:30 again, so we hope to see you here. Thank you all so much for tonight.